All right, we are live and ready to roll. Welcome to
I'm watching it.
Svenzone. All right, we are live and ready to roll. Welcome to
I'm
Nashkel
watching it.
Homebrew, Svenzone. All right, we are live
Hello.
and ready to roll.
Mhm.
Welcome to Let's do a little sound check. Logan, are you there? All right, we are live
Hello.
and ready
Yeah,
to roll.
I'm here.
Welcome to Let's do a little there. All right, we are live
Hello.
and ready
Yeah,
to roll.
I'm here.
Welcome. Excellent. And Mantha.
Hello, hello.
Excellent. And Mantha.
Hello, hello.
And Ashley.
Hi guys.
And Ashley.
Hi guys.
Great. And you can see Nick, but can we hear him? Nick, are you here?
Hello.
We
See
can.
Nick, but can we hear him? Nick, are you here?
Hello.
Hoot.
We
Awesome.
can.
Okay, so
Can we hear him? Nick, are you here?
I will try running both for a moment. Let's see if my computer breaks. So the stuff down below.
What the dog doing?
If you're wondering, does not is not set correctly for tonight. So if you're wondering what's going on with that, that's what's happening right now. The dog is out in the living room, chilling with my spousal unit and waiting for a pickup or a delivery truck to drive by so he can bark. Just came in from a walk. So that is Mr. Ingorgio. That is what's happening. Welcome, welcome. All right, so let's see how close I am. Oh, yay. I actually updated the message of the day. So that is awesome. All right, so Mr. Nick, would you mind reading or paraphrasing the message of the day for us?
Sure. We recently went down a well behind blacksmiths in Nashkel, to which we found an underground passage with a river and a boat at a dock, which we took. We went down the river a ways and found a opening off to the side that ended up being a well, had a couple of creatures there, but mainly a ghost necromancer and some other undead and spectral undead beings that we fought off and dealt with. Um, After that, a while, we continued up river a bit longer and came to a built dock on the riverside, which we docked at, and followed a small passage to the backside of a secret door that we went through, and went into like some old animal pens and such, and that led to a kitchen, led to a dining hall that had a bunch of orcs and an half ogre, something like that, an ogre. Anyway, a bigger guy, all of which we killed. They appear to be some part of some group that we have no idea. But after that, we moved on and came across another room that had like it was kind of like a temple. It had a kind of chasm down the center with a statue in it, and two giants and a bunch of goblins that were in a pain that we managed to get through with a little help from how the dice rolled and some help from the chat. Um, but yeah, in the end, we killed the goblins and the giants. And we spotted something in the little crevice. If I remember correctly, it was starting to. It was either starting to come out or just the last person finally noticed it at the end of last session.
One or the other.
Like
One or the
Sven
other.
reminding us, hey, these are things there, you know.
Yeah, that temple place. The statue, large statue, has no head.
That is correct. All right. Does anybody else want to add anything? Anything that may have been missed or clarifications?
I just want to say a big thank you to everybody in the chat who used healing stuff. Not just on Jen, but on all of us, because we are not having a fun time these days.
I would like to point out that to Jen, our healer, that healing through the chat does not count as Jen healing.
It is divine intervention, okay? It is healing because of Jen. I will fight you. I know where you live.
I actually don't know if you know where I live now, because I moved.
Well, shit, I'll go fight your parents then. I don't know.
Good luck with that. Anyways.
Anyway.
All right, don't make me separate you two. All right, let me share the map. So don't forget, you guys, the message of the day. I do try to keep it up to date. Even when it's not up to date, you typically always have access to the maps that we're using at the time. So it does. I do try to keep it useful and for you all.
Well, you don't try to succeed, you succeed and succeed.
What?
I don't even know. You don't try to be helpful, you succeed in being helpful. That's the word I was trying to go for.
Better usage of words.
All right, and the main. So yes, if you zoom in, you can see some little critters underneath the nets. One of the nets was removed, but not enough to allow access for these things. They're not actively trying to get out anyway, at least not at this point.
Wait, wasn't there like a fireball that went off in like the middle of the cavern?
I believe that's the one that.
Yes, there were a couple different fireballs that happened. Yes, and one of them destroyed some of the nets. Yep.
Right, that was the case. For some reason, I thought all nets. Never mind. Never mind.
Nope, they saved. Several of them saved. It was just luck of the draw that one of them, because the fire didn't really bathe that whole area. It was high enough to where it didn't. Anyway.
Makes sense.
All right, so that is where we left off. You are out of combat.
Loot the bodies.
You are all, every single one of you is hurt to some extent. Some of you worse than others.
Yeah.
I remember last month just saying that as soon as like things like die down, Jen just kind of like sinks to her knees and just kind of sits there.
Yeah.
She's not having a good day.
Yeah, no. Tusk is also like covered what is probably some of his blood and a lot of not his blood, but also like bruise. Like he's looking worse for wear. Yeah, he's very bruised, like all over from probably some boulders that hit him and such.
I know Sven planned on us like taking a rest before this fight, but if we don't take a long rest now, Jin's gonna take the forever rest. So,
oh no.
Yeah, I think everyone except for Kithri is like fairly close to dying right now.
Okay, Kithri doesn't have any more spell slots. She was gonna cast.
Neither do I.
I lied. I have plenty of first level spell slots. I don't have any second level spell slots.
So I think we're all relatively like not okay, except for Kithri, who's probably relatively okay.
To be fair, Kithri did get ganged up on by like 5 goblins.
And she took care of it mostly by herself.
Yeah, I think Tusk is going to start checking the various bodies to see if they have anything of importance on them.
All right, so who are you searching?
He'll start with the giants that are right next to him. And he'll probably start with the one he's like right next to, and then go over to the other one, and then he'll move on to the goblins. Unless someone else takes over that. Yeah. So that's what he's starting at. Probably a bit slower than he may usually do.
And one question I was going to ask is do any of you remember why you're down here at all? What is your purpose down here?
We were sent down here by the city people to look for Cromwell and the group of people that went with him.
/
No.
look to see if there was actually an underground passage
yeah, that
out of the
too.
city. Right? Out of the
I
city?
yeah, I think their intent was for us to do that thing and then also try to find the people, but what's going on in Jen's mind is find the people and then do the thing.
Actually, Sven, wasn't there some rumor about the city that there was like some vault underneath the city somewhere?
So
Like,
the rumor was that there was an artifact down here, some sort of legendary artifact underneath the city, and that was not given a lot of credence by most of the city council. It's one of the reasons why they didn't really care if you went down here, but then it wouldn't go away, and enough of the townspeople heard about the rumor, so sort of to appease people, they sent a small contingent down here, which then disappeared. So they sent another adventuring group to get the contingent, which also disappeared.
okay.
And the whole reason
Actually,
you're looking for the artifacts is because of the believed to be supposed aggression from AMN, the country to the south.
right. Actually, and reminder, was Cromwell a part of the first group that went missing or the second group?
First.
Okay.
Hide, boys.
No.
Here is the notes about the general notes of the room. Now that the things have died down a bit, the fight has died down a bit. You see on both ledges. So again, as you're looking at the picture that I sent you of the actual drawn picture of the room, on the right side, it's mostly collapsed. As you're looking at it from the eastern side, is mostly collapsed. There were 2 stories there as well, but it's mostly debris on the right side. There is a small section of it that still stands, but most of it's debris. On the left side, the western side, that's still mostly intact. The very underneath section appears to be mostly empty. It was the second level where the goblins were staying, and that is where you see a bunch of different hay and shredded cloth and things that they were using to sleep in. That's also, there's one large bedding nest area on the west and one on the east, where it's pretty clear even without studying it that that's where the giants were staying.
Okay.
So as you're searching through the Giants stuff, they didn't really have anything on themselves as far as their weapons and such. They were using clubs and rocks. They had different debris and things that they had piled up by the altars up here. And but they themselves did not really have anything of note on them.
All right. I guess Tusk would then.
So while Tusk is doing that, it's going to take him a
Okay.
while to be looking through the bodies. What is
Okay.
everybody else doing?
I guess Crack will just be like keeping an eye on like the things that are below, I guess. Because we definitely need a rest right now.
Are you gonna be standing like just right on the edge of the like crack there, like where crack is on the map? Like where the
Let me unlock the tokens.
Huh?
There you go. So you guys can move around.
So how much taller is like the platform with the stairs up to it? Like up here, how much taller is it than down
Okay,
where
so
I was?
from the base of the bottom floor, that's 10 feet higher, and then it's 5 feet higher up to where the altar is. So from the edge of the
Okay,
lip
so
where the giant's feet are hanging over is 15 feet above the floor below them.
okay, so I can still like kind of see them from up here, right?
Who them?
The things below the net.
The Grell? Yes, you can see them if they come up close enough to the nets, yes. Once they get down about 10 feet below, then you wouldn't be able to see them.
Okay.
It's also very dark in there. There's no light down below. There's torches. 3 torches up here.
Okay. While they're doing that, Jen's going to move a bit closer to the center of the room, and she requests that everybody stay within 30 feet of her for a little bit. And she's gonna spend 10 minutes casting Prayer of Healing up that Gen Heal counter.
Nice.
And it says up to 6. So there's 4 of us. So just for shits and giggles, we're including the familiars.
Alright, and you're casting it at...
Oh yeah,
level?
sorry. We're gonna up that to 4th level. So that it is 48 instead of 2d8. Ew.
Alright, so again, before you roll, I will let you choose. Do you want to do one roll for everybody? Or do you want to do individual rolls for each person?
I'm just gonna do one roll for everybody. I love rolling dice. I think it's really fun, but I'm
Alright.
tired at the moment.
Wow.
Well, guys.
Excellent, excellent. Alright, above average roll. So your gamble paid off.
nice.
Yay.
Everybody gets some healing. Alright, so that's 10 minutes of your time. During that time, what is Kithri doing?
Guthrie might be very quietly kind of pacing back and forth, and she'll go like check on the doors and stuff and kind of listen by them and use her tremor sense and kind of like to stomp and see into the hallway. He'll like listen if anyone's coming, so she'll be doing rounds and trying to be fairly stealthy about it.
I don't want to ruin your thing, but the
Oh, but I
doors are
have
not
to.
within 30 feet.
Yeah. While she's
You
doing
can walk
prayer,
out, but like you will not get healed.
while she's doing the prayer of healing first, she'll probably clean her equipment and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, and I don't know what else to do. I'm sorry.
All
I'm
right.
sorry
So
for
the 10
ruining
minutes
your
pass.
day.
As you're doing that, Tuska's searches, jumps over the crevice, searches both giants. For argument's sake, since you're on the eastern side anyway. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. If you're close, if you're careful, you can stay within the 30 feet. You see there's nothing really of value in this mess that the hill giant slept. It's just mostly a light, some sticks and cloth and things that people just to break up the monotony of the wooden floor. I mean the
Okay.
stone floor. And
I
then
will
you can
note
come back.
when searching the giants, I will retrieve my javelin and hand axe that I chucked at them.
Okay. Don't forget you have a crossbow down here, Genesis, that you would probably not forget anyway, but just to make sure.
Yeah.
Um,
Thank you.
And so, Craig, you just said you're relaxing and sitting and watching.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right. So, what do you guys do after the 10 minutes? You guys feel the slowly starting to get better. Breathing gets a little easier. Pain starts to subside a little bit. And after the 10 minutes, you have this wave of peace come over you, and you smell like leaves and walking through a forest as pine scent goes. And then you feel better. And now what would you like to do?
Mhm.
I Tusk is done with the giants. He'll move on to the goblins for searching. Yeah, so kind of continuing what he was doing.
Yeah, Jen will help Tusk search the goblins now that she's not about to keel over.
Is there a picture? Oh, there's no picture. I just double check to see if I have a picture. I do. Identified. Alright, so you see that the sorcerer has this cool looking rod, and buried in one of the beds you find a little dark leather pouch, very small one, almost like a coin purse, that has 3 pearls in it.
Fancy.
Wow.
You also see that the sorcerer and the archer on the eastern side, they both had insignia.
What does the insignia look like? Is it similar to
Comparing it
the
to the ones that were being worn by the orcs, looks like the sorcerer was similar in rank to like the squad leader, and the archer has his own little symbol, maybe as a different type of unit. Do any of you have any kind of soldiery background?
No. Cromwell did, but he's missing.
Oh yeah.
So, okay.
Yeah. So where the other
Tusk
ones
will take
that
the
seem to have
insignias.
different tick marks or different things, and some of them are more than others and less than others. The orcs, for example, most of them seem to have like a single tick mark. The other ones, the squad leader had 3. The big leader up that was eating had a slightly different symbol that was ringed in brass. This scout is more of looks more like a target, with concentric rings on it.
Okay.
Very interesting.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah, I think Tusk would take the sorcerers and the sharpshooters insignia just because he is interested in thinks he might be able to find more information out later if you've encountered someone with more of an idea what these might mean. So similar to the one he took off for the squad leader, he'll take those 2 as well.
Okay.
Could you give me a brief description of both again so I can write them in my inventory? Sorry.
So we'll say that this seems to be rank insignia, and rank. You have several rank 1s. Squad leader was rank 3. The big guy was a officer, equivalent of an officer, and then you have a special unit with the sharpshooter, and his are concentric rings like a bullseye. The officer insignia is has a brass ring around the edge of it. These are all circles like buttons type of things that are a lot of them have small pins, needle looking points on the back, and most of them are attached with cork on the back, held on with cork, and or just pounded into the armor depending on what type of armor they have. And the officer insignia just looks like a gauntleted, a fist of some kind with a brass circle.
Okay.
I don't have that yet. All right. So there are still several interesting aspects to this room. Do you guys, between the stuff in the chat, if you want to reread the stuff that I posted in the chat, if you want to look at the picture again, I can share that again if you didn't save it. It's also in the message of the day. You can also look at the map that you're moving your tokens around on.
I think Jen is curious about the altar and if she can figure out who or what it's for.
All right, so give me a religion check.
Tusk will hand the rod and the bag of pearls over to probably Crack or any of the magic people who might want to look at them.
How old is it? Oh, okay. Yeah, just put it in my drawer. Okay.
Yeah, looks like.
All right. Sorry, guys. So Jen. All right. So it's familiar, but you can't place it. These things have been scratched and defaced, and it looks like most of it was a long time ago. So you're not real familiar with um, this. It's hard to make out, but the ones you can make out, it's you should know it, and it's annoying you that you don't.
Like on the tip of your tongue sort of thing, but she just can't.
Hmm.
Well, that's gonna bother her forever.
All right, do I have? I don't. Okay. All right. So that's one aspect of it. This does look as mentioned before, the altar. Uh, it looks like it's just been used as sort of like a table now. The giants were using it. There's just garbage and spilled food and drink on there. Um, and it looks like there's some ramshackle dice that are on there that they were using to pass the time. Um, and like I said, any symbols, the symbols that were carved into the wall have been defaced and scratched, and uh, same thing with the stuff that was on the front of the altar. Um, it's been defaced and destroyed. Again, none of it looks recent. It looks like the stuff has been there a while. You see cobwebs and mold and stuff, even in the scrapes and things that were there. And it looks like this crevice cuts through. Unlike the picture that I showed you, the map is accurate in that the crevice goes up through the ledge where you are and through the altar itself and almost into the wall. Stops just before the wall.
God, they really have to be careful with those dice, or they'll just go straight into a pit.
Exactly. Yep.
If only they used a dice roller and not the table like heathens.
Sorry for being a heathen.
Sorry, I was more making a joke about Thanksgiving. There was a divide between those of us that used the dice roller like cool people, and
Yes, I had a nice felt dice tray that you could roll your dice in. And some people chose not to use it. Anyway, so Genesis, you're studying the altar. What else are you guys doing?
I guess I could look at the staff that Tusk found.
It is a rod. It can be used as a implement if your magic allows you to use an implement. And it is definitely magical.
Okay.
I also found some pearls if anyone wants them.
So K3, you're able to determine their worth pretty easily.
Mm.
They look to be about 100 gold each.
Boy. Kid 3 shrugs and says, well, I don't think I have any spells. that need pearls, so as far as I'm concerned, we should just sell them when we get back.
Sound good. Guess I better hand this to Jen then. The person he assumes will be selling them.
It's not a bad guess when it's the face of the party.
Yeah.
They're going straight in the bag of holding. Because of course they are.
Mhm.
By the way, speaking of holding on to things, or specifically Jen holding on to things, I've been meaning to ask, Jen has been holding on to a magical longbow for Callus, and he's not coming back, so I don't know if you want to have that evaporate, or we sell it, or whatever. Whatever you decide.
Genesis can use longbows. Tusk can use longbows.
That's fair.
Actually, anybody can use a longbow. Although Kithri would look pretty
Mhm.
weird trying to wield this thing that's bigger than she is. But
It would be great, though.
you can try using it, or you can sell it.
Okay.
Actually, speaking of bows, Tusk will go and grab Jen's crossbow and bring it over to her because she has not gone and got it yet.
You're right.
It's just been on the ground, abandoned,
She's kind of tired.
at the bottom of the stairs.
She is not
on
having
the
a
other
good
side
day,
of the
okay?
chamber.
All right. What else are you guys doing?
I'd like to vote that we find some place to sleep.
Yeah.
Wait, isn't it like the middle of the day still? I don't know. I've lost track of time, but I'm actually asking it. What time is it?
That is on the message of the day. It is 12:15 p.m.
No, that part of it was
Calendar
inaccurate.
says it is 1:04. Oh. 2:05.
Woo.
So you guys have been up since 7-ish in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys could theoretically take a long rest if you wish.
I think if we are to do that, we should probably retreat back to one of the previous chambers.
But you don't want to sleep next to these bird brain things?
They're
So
called Grell.
Tusk and Genesis have been walking back and forth on the ledge where the altar is enough times to where, with their dark vision and such, you notice at the deepest point the hole is 30 feet deep at its deepest point, and the head is down below. The head of the statue.
You know, it sounds like a great idea.
You know what? Actually, I have. Well, first, let me ask this. Jen, have you figured out what this temple is all about?
I'm so close. It's on the tip of my tongue. And
Well,
she's
I
gonna
have an
look.
idea to maybe help you. Faces
Is
always
there?
help.
Yeah, is there anything identifiable about the head?
I don't think we can see it from here. I can see where the head is, but I don't think we can I can't see any details of it. It's in the bottom of the hole. It's 30 feet away.
It's clearly from the statue.
Mm. I'll go get you the head. And he'll kind of pat her on the shoulder. And
are you
walk over to
climbing
the hole.
down there?
I'll be fine.
Oh.
Are you sure? Before he goes down, Jen pats his arm and uses guidance.
All right. So before Tusk actually goes down, because he is planning on climbing down, are the Grell moving back and forth, or just up and down? Are they keeping to a general vicinity, or are they moving up and down the crevasse?
For the most part, they don't move much. When things are happening that they can see, they will react to it. But other than that, you see they typically keep toward about 20 feet down.
All right. Krek and/or Kithri and Jen, but I'm pretty sure she's sapped of stuff. Could you guys possibly cause a distraction at the other end of the crevasse from um from where I am, so I can go to hopefully distract these things so that they don't come at me when I go get the head? I'm sure I'll be fine if they do, but
What do you mean by distractions? I could do a lot of different things.
dealer's choice, something that will get them to come. I don't know. I know noises always seem to distract animals. Visual stuff too, I guess.
I mean,
I don't know.
you want
It's up
me
to
to
you.
attack them to get them to follow me, or do you want me to
Well, I
not
wasn't
do
thinking.
damage to them?
I was not thinking attack. I was thinking ooh, let's go investigate this thing. I don't know. If you want to attack,
Okay.
go ahead. But that wasn't what I was thinking. They don't seem to pose a threat yet. However, they don't look nice, so I don't want them near me when I go down.
Uh, I guess I could try. Because I have prestidigitation. I don't know what noise. Oh wait! I have that stupid staff.
The stuff of bird calls?
Yeah.
Do it!
Yeah, I guess.
Which one are you gonna do? That's the
Goose.
important question. Ah, yes. Hyonk.
10 charges, okay. In a range of 60 feet. How far away is the one that's close to Tusk from me?
You should be able to see them on the map.
I'm
35,
right.
40, 40,
One is
Now
45?
one's 10 feet away, the other is
About 40 feet
45-ish.
away. 40, 45.
Where are you, Tusk? Are you up or down?
Currently I am up on the platform, getting ready to go down. Was waiting for Craig's distraction before I head down.
So the head is down below, was down where the statue is,
Okay.
just so you know.
I will head over there and prepare to go down. And I did not realize this at first. I thought it was farther up by the altar.
Still want me to?
I think I might actually be okay if they start coming at me. Then possibly do that.
Okay. I could do more than just make noise if they start attacking you.
I mean, yeah, I'm just sure. We'll figure out that when we get there.
Kitty's just sitting there with like her legs over the edge with her arms crossed, like who thought this was a good idea? Tusk apparently, but she's not saying anything.
So Tusk will kind of just move because they're like all individual kind of ropes and nets, right? So he could probably just move two of them apart to make room for himself.
Like slide in between them?
How are you intending on getting the head back up?
That's a good question. We should figure that one out first.
I was planning on just grabbing and probably hucking it up. There's a room, if I can make a opening right here above it.
Yeah,
He hucks it up, it hits the net and just goes right back at him.
Shatters on
all
the
the
floor.
way up. So depending on how big the actual head is, I might be able to briefly put in my bag.
The head is approximately 4 feet in a circular 4 feet.
So that's a little too big, I think. So I would have to
rope. You could attach rope to the head, and then we could pull it up.
True. I think I'll do that.
I was joking when I said it was a good idea. We should try to sticking the head back on the statue. You guys do know that, right?
Well, you didn't actually say anything, so.
Oh, I didn't.
To be fair, at this point, Jen is interested in it for like identification purposes because she's like, it's bothering her that she can't quite figure out what this altar is for.
Yeah.
And so maybe another clue would help.
Yeah. Jen, here, come hold this end of this rope.
Hey, Jen.
Oh.
Have you ever heard of Asmodeus?
I have.
Well, some of these markings and are symbols that he likes to use.
Oh. And she kind of like takes another look at the altar.
And yes, you see it now.
Oh.
So they use the 3 triangles to form a third triangle. And all of you would know that Asmodeus is the deity of indulgence, knowledge, and trickery.
Okay, well, I'm less interested in the head now.
It's basically the opposite of Ogma.
Evil god.
And Ogma is a good god of knowledge and inspiration and invention and stuff.
I don't know, this god kind of sounds like my kind of guy.
Which one?
Just the knowledge and trickery.
But he's an evil god.
Alright.
Is he though?
It depends on your perspective.
Knowledge isn't evil.
Well, I wasn't actually thinking we put the head on the statue or anything. I was just thinking we would get it, and then you would be able to look at it. But I guess, do you not want the head anymore?
Well, I admit I was mostly interested in it to figure out what this altar was for, but Kithri had it figured out. So do you want to still do it? Because you don't have to.
I mean, I've already started trying to figure out how to do it. I don't like leaving things half finished.
Ugh.
But
There are also Grell down there that could attack you.
that is true.
They don't
Hey,
seem to
question:
be
do you
biting
know
at
if
the rope. Oh,
these things are inherently good or evil? Like, are they possibly like guardians, or are they just monsters that are right there? Because that's what I was thinking initially. But like, I mean, even I recognize the name Asmodeus. Even I recognize the name. So I don't know.
Clearmantha knows, but like I don't know if Jen knows.
I mean, I know Tuss doesn't know.
That's true. Might I roll for something?
Like I said, it's in the notes, the deity's notes. Just like all of us know something about Buddhism and who Muhammad is and who Buddha was and Joseph Smith, you have some vague idea of, and some of us have more knowledge than others. Everybody knows that Asmodeus is god of trickery and um, knowledge and things. So without, like I said, so he is one of the common deities that everybody is aware of. Now,
Yeah.
if you want any particular specifics, then yes, you can roll if you want to know more, but I'm not sure what you're looking for.
I was more trying to figure out if Grail are like naturally like aggressive, or I guess like yeah. are are they very, very likely to attack Tusk if he goes under the ropes?
So as you guys are talking about this and looking for this, minus 2. Tentacle comes lashing out at Tusk and misses.
Cool.
Why not take a couple steps back there, friend?
Guess that answers that question.
Typical DCs. Medium.
Fancy language.
Alright, so it would be I was just looking to see
Not fancy words.
if I have my cheat sheet here for the types of knowledge check that's required. I do not see it. So,
I'm disappointed I haven't seen one of the language use wingdings yet.
aberration. These are aberrations. I believe these are
One of these days, WD Gaster.
Yes.
Deep speech.
I almost rolled a 1.
I did roll a 1.
Wow, guys, I met the DC.
That's all you needed.
I feel like this is appropriate as Tuss was asking all the questions to the other people. Like he was asking of people.
Yeah, he was the one asking the questions because he did not have the answers.
Yeah.
Alright, so the three of you know that these are aberrations. They're not natural creatures. And so, Krek, what one piece of information would you like to know about them?
Like, Are they like aggressive, I should say? Well, I guess we know that now.
We figured that one out.
Do they have like a special ability that we should be aware of? Like, that would be bad.
So they can grapple with their tentacles. They reach out and they also poison with their tentacles and grapple the person, pull them in. And Kithri, what would you like to know? You can know 2 things.
Is there a specific? Can I think of any reason why they might be here? Like, for example, are they connected to this god in any way, or have I heard of them being used in any sort of ritual or appearing after any sort of ritual or that kind of thing?
So not to your knowledge, you don't remember them being connected to Asmodeus in any particular way. So no. So the answer to that question would be no. There's not any particular reason why they would be here.
So, do I know if they're just things found underground?
You said they weren't natural.
Yes, they're as aberrations. They're similar to Zorn and Atyug and Mind Flayers and things there. Sometimes in the Underdark, but more than likely from the Nine Hells or some other plane, the astral plane, perhaps.
Okay. Good to know. Unless I have another question.
You do know that they are. They have damage immunity to lightning.
Nah.
Don't tell that to Craig.
Should have gotten
Anti-crack.
fireball, huh?
Nah, that's fine. It's not like I have any spell slots.
Weird.
I do, but I only have 1 4th level and 1 5th level. That's it.
Come on.
Dude, I think I have like a first and a second. That's it.
And I have 0 sorcery points.
Yeah, I think it's in our best interest to not attack them or have them attack us. You know?
You do know they can be pretty tough.
I think it's in our best interest if
I
just leave them alone.
I think that's Sven telling us to back off.
I mean, we could come back and kill them after a long rest if we really wanted to, but Kedzu doesn't see the point.
Intelligence check. Why do you hurt me so?
I think that's your brain hurting.
So you think probably the easiest way to get this thing out of it was to use one of the nets to get the head out.
Please tell me you're not going in there right now after you've been attacked. I say, looking at the nat one. Drop the net, Tusk.
Bad, Tusk, bad. Put down the net.
Well, but...
Don't make me get the squirt bottle.
What?
shooing the cats away from the Christmas tree.
Fine, I'll get it later.
Why do we need the head?
It's down there. And I've
It's a
already
matter
been
of his
trying to figure out
pride
how
at
to
this
get
point.
it.
So is the rest of the statue. The rest of the statue is also down there, Tusk.
The rest of the statue is just
No,
fine.
the rest of the statue's
Well-
fine. It's standing. The head
Well,
is not.
it's still in the crevice.
I mean, pretty sure the head's supposed to stick out of the crevice, though.
I
But
thought
it's
we all
not.
agreed that putting the head back on the statue was a bad idea.
Touche. But I don't know. I'm just really curious as what's actually on the face of that thing, because it could be something that is either yes, it's part of this as well. Or
Maybe we can
else.
come down and get it later after we finish looking for people.
As Jen casually drops her concentration on guidance.
I already used guidance.
Oh, you did?
I used it a while ago on one of the rolls Sven has too.
Oh. Used it on that nat one.
So Tusk, give me
I
a
think it was a
percentile.
previous one. Sure.
It does look like a male face. It's half covered, but it looks like a male face with short cropped hair. But it's hard to tell from the 20 feet down. It's not that far, but it's half buried, and the grill's in the way, and the grill keeps trying to attack you if you get within 5 on adjacent. It could probably still be attacking you right now, but I'm letting you go.
Okay, let's go. Before I change my mind again.
I thought you said that just before, like, jumping in the pit or something. He's like, well, like, thinking about it. Okay, let's go.
Just like, to be fair, like, I could have done that too. I could have said that same sentence.
Right.
And then just gone a different direction.
Oh my
You
god.
could
Okay,
also
if
try
it
climbing down the statue.
I mean, if Tusk really wants this head, and I'll get him to start talking about it, I can waste my 5th level spell slot to use telekinesis and grab it for him.
Wait, you still... Are we taking a rest after this?
We'd
that the
like
plan?
It's
to.
only midday.
It is only like midday, just after midday.
I would like to point out that in this day, Jen has gotten nerfed. She is nerfed. She has 2 spell slots, and not that many hit points, and she is going to go to sleep, whether or not we actually try to sleep. But if we are going to sleep after this, you will get your spell slots back.
Yeah. I mean, if you don't mind doing that, however, I won't. You don't have to do that. I think it'd be pretty neat, but you don't have to.
Understand your fixation on the head.
I am curious.
He's trying to get ahead in life.
Exactly.
So are we gonna take a long rest after this, or?
Maybe.
Micah!
Huh?
How dare you! I'm looking at chat!
Redeemed magic surge. For
Okay.
Mantha.
All right, Miss Mantha, you know the drill. Give me a /DIE space 1D 10,000.
Oh no.
What is that?
I'm suddenly glad I'm not too close.
Uh-oh. All the most injured people are right next to each other.
Kid 3 has to go find a priest to do Revivify.
Not necessarily. Probably more likely Reddy's dead.
There's that, yes. But
I mean,
hey,
Kid 3's fast, but I don't think she's that fast.
But hey, if Jen does die, she can be revived for twice the amount of time. Wow.
Wow.
It's really dumb. Okay. Alrighty, so tell us about your spellbook.
I'm not really sure that I've ever talked about a spellbook before. I'm sure she probably does to study it, but I think if she does use it, it's mostly practical, probably leather bound, keeps it in her backpack. But I think she's about the practicality of it all. Everything's neatly written in.
All right. Do bards require? Here it is. You do have a spellbook. Okay. Is that yours or is it one you found?
I believe that might be one that I found.
Yes, that is one you found. Okay. It belonged to a ghost necromancer. That's one you just found, actually. Okay. Do bards need a spellbook?
No, not to
I
my
don't think
knowledge.
so.
I don't think bards
All
or
right.
clerics
So
necessarily need them.
Oh.
you have this urge, and you take your holy symbol, which is the symbol of Sylvanas, the oak leaf, and it's encased. It's tell us about that, what it looks like, and what it's made of, and
She I think it's probably made out of brass or something. But she wears it around her neck all the time. It's a I think Sven sent me a picture at some point, but I don't think I have it. Push to talk, why? But I think it's made out of brass, and then for shits and giggles, it's coated in a resin or something clear that's coated around it as if it needs protection, even though it probably doesn't. At this point, probably one of her most prized possessions. I have a bad feeling about this, but I'm gonna say that it probably is.
what was the name?
But she wears a bunch of kind of knickknacks as bracelets and necklaces, but I think the oak leaf is the sometimes when you're wearing a necklace or something, it'll end up underneath your clothes, but I think the oak leaf has always been on top. She has never let it go get hidden. I'm about to break this thing, huh?
You are not. You actually. So it's hanging around your neck, and you're not even sure you're doing it, but you put it in your mouth, and it's like a giant cookie, and you just put the first part of it in your mouth as if you were going to take a bite of it, and leave it there for a moment, and some of the resin and stuff is there, and it surprisingly tastes like chicken, and it tastes really good. Again, you don't want to bite it. You're not biting into it. Your holy symbol tastes like chicken.
Sucking on it. Your pacifier.
Jen, what are you doing?
She pulls it out of her mouth, like holding it by the chin, just kind of stares at it again for a minute.
That's right.
And then licks it again.
Like Mike is at 52 herbs and spices. Yep.
Wow.
She's just kind of staring at it, confused. But, like, I doubt she's ever put it in her mouth before, so I think she's wondering, has it always tasted like this? I'm just... But obviously it's her holy symbol, so she's not going to, like, ask anybody else for confirmation.
All right, so thank you for that redemption in chat. The symbol, that's right, this symbol's finger licking good. I like that. It's one of my favorites I've seen.
That's good.
Gwent, Etten, Dwayne.
If she had a spell book, would she have licked the spell book and it would have tasted like chicken?
Yes, her spellbook would have tasted
Probably.
like chicken.
Oh my god.
But she probably would have eaten it.
Yeah.
I can just imagine she's carrying around somebody else's spellbook and just takes a bite out of it.
Okay.
It's a neat little picture I didn't know I had about holy symbols.
It looks like a stern mother giving a talking to some zombies.
It does.
How a necromancer disciplines their undead.
All right, so where are you guys headed?
I suggest we head back towards the cafeteria area, maybe even back as far as the boat, just to be sure we are in an area that's
So you'd be
safer.
hard pressed to take a long rest in the boat. You could do it, but you may have some negative effects, and it may take longer than the normal 8 hours.
Isn't there a beach area but next to where the dock is, or was there not?
So where you just came from was an actual dock. It was wooden planks built up, and that was a ladder leading up to it that you climbed up onto this wooden dock. Right into a passage.
Right, it's the previous area that had like the little beach area. Never mind.
Mm-hmm.
But I suggest we go back to possibly the dining hall, kitchen area, maybe rest there. I mean, we could rest here, but there's these doors that we don't know what might.
You also
lie
remember
beyond.
there are 5 rooms up directly above this room.
True, there are the stables area actually.
Isn't the hay in there like nasty?
Very.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not.
Craig has Craig has his little magic thing. Doesn't it clean? Don't you also have something like that too, Jack?
Yes.
It would take probably 3 hours each room to do that.
So that's how your magic works.
If you just had a broom, you could probably sweep it out faster than that. But then using prestidigitation at 1 square foot of time.
I went to college for years to learn this spell. I'm going to use it. No, I'm joking.
I mean, Jen doesn't have to use her prestidigitation to fix your pants anymore, so.
Yeah, actually, the stables area might be a nice place to rest in, close to an exit if we need to leave. So I don't think we will, but far enough away from unexplored areas.
Why not the kitchen? We could turn on the fire, it would be warm.
That was another area that I suggest. I'm just giving you guys options.
Well, by the way, just making sure that we did it. Did Dusk pass Jen's crossbow back to her?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
And Sven
Making
took it
sure.
off
I
the map.
thought so. But I wanted to make sure before. Oh no! I walked away, and Sven's like, "Okay, that's gone forever." Okay. How about we talk about this while moving our tokens in that direction? As we're just surveying, seeing if there's any good places to lay down.
And are you guys leaving the doors open as you pass through, or are you closing everything?
I guess that would be determined by the last person who goes.
I mean, K3 would close the doors and specifically trail behind them if they're not closing doors.
Okay.
Okay, well, if we close the door, it'll be closing it in your face.
All right, so you're back in the main eating area. The lantern is still lit. The remnants of a couple meals on some of the tables. Still smells like cooking pork.
Well, I'm gonna walk back into the kitchen area, possibly see if there's anything, if we could still salvage the meal for food.
Didn't you already go at it?
I mean, I had a bite. I basically cut off a leg and just had the leg.
Oh, okay.
Pork leg. Real nice. Try it sometime. Like a turkey leg, but pork.
All right, so are you guys holding up here in the kitchen?
Yes.
Go ahead and position yourselves where you're going to sit or lay. Try. Honey Badger says this kitchen is bitchin'.
But
I also kind of like sit in the entryway so I can kind of keep an eye back from where, like, you know, deeper into the dungeon as it is.
All right, so at this point, it's a couple minutes early, but we'll go ahead and take our break here since you're taking a long rest. Let me double check and make sure you guys got your experience. While I'm doing that, I'll do the advertisement stuff. For you guys, my birthday is coming up, December 6th. So if you want to buy me stuff, just shoot me an IM. I'll give you my address. But real seriously though, there is stuff down below, links and things if you want to see the stuff that I've made for Fantasy Grounds. You can look at those. There's also like, subscribe, buy some biddies. If you have Amazon Prime, you can do it for free. and subscribe every month for free using Amazon Prime. Also, I do want to say thank you so much, one, to Drake for taking the leaderboard again for the 200 biddies, but also this week we hit 100 followers. So thank you for all your help, telling your friends and your grandparents, letting the word out. I now have 100 Twitch followers, so that's awesome. So thank you all. We're going to take a quick break. We will be back in about 5 minutes, about 8:35. So don't go away, and players, go get a drink, relax, and see you in a couple minutes.
Water time.
Water.
I'm back a minute early. Thanks again for everybody hanging out, coming by, saying hi. All right. Is everybody back?
I'm back.
Awesome. I appreciate Mantha and Logan for using the AFK indicator. Makes it a little easier for me. Just checking something real quick. Oh, good. I thought it was something else. Awesome. All right. All right. So you're got your experience. If you didn't notice that while you were sleeping. Unlike other people, I don't wait till you're sleeping to give experience, but just so happened that was the last thing that happened before, since the last fight. This is 5. Yeah, and you already had I double checked. You did get the experience from the orc fight already. Alright, so just taking the Grell out of combat tracker since you guys chose not to go down into the pit, at least at this point.
At this point in time.
Tusk will get that head eventually.
All right, and what are you guys doing? Anybody do anything special during before or after the long rest? I do need everybody to give me percentiles, please.
Okay. Craig, were you going to try and look further into that rod, or are you just going to leave it?
Yeah, I could do that.
I mean, you don't have to. I'm just asking.
I want to know what it is, too.
Mm-hmm.
Probably has something to do with fire.
Are we all rolling percentile?
Yes.
Yes.
Sorry, my sister called me, and I'm like, oh, well, if I don't pick up, I don't know what she wants to talk about, so. We're all good, though.
Okay. Right.
By the way, for roleplay purposes, when we rest, Jen, like, when she sleeps while we're traveling, Jen's normally, like, propped up against a wall, but, like, this time, like, she's, like, taking, like, all the extra effort to, like, get comfortable, and she's, like, completely laying down, like, she's a tired boy, so.
All right, the fireplace you're at is still warm, at least when you guys start. The fire has pretty much mostly gone out. By the time it's over, it's not giving off any more heat at the end of your rest. But with the rolls that you made, Tusk, you don't have any issues at all. Except for during your watch, you're very easily able to fall asleep. Krek, you're tossing and turning. You just can't stay awake. Every time you close your eyes, you think of the sorcerer or the Grell or these different things that have happened recently where you just can't shut off your mind to rest well.
Dang.
I was looking at the percentiles, and I'm like, oh my gosh, if Craig is tossing and turning, what's happening to Jen? It's fine, though.
No, the percentiles were for something else. The athletics was for how well you were able to sleep on a kitchen floor. Okay, and don't forget, I mentioned it before. Don't be afraid to switch. Like it actually says in the player's handbook and the GMG as well. These are all guidelines. So if you are like pulling yourself up a rope, that's typically athletics. But if you're holding onto a rope and holding onto the rope, watching something, say for example, you're climbing up a rope, you can't actually get up onto the ledge yet, waiting for the guy to pass. That might be, instead of an athletics check, it might be a Constitution athletics check instead of a strength athletic check, because it's a Constitution. How long can you hold it? That type of thing. So anytime you have ideas of, this might be considered history, but really has, medicine is a good one. First aid, doing first aid to somebody. They say it's more common sense. That's why they use wisdom. But it might be Genesis took a first aid class and remembers her CPR, so she wants to do an intelligence medicine check. That type of thing. So if you can think of things, just because it says nature, it may not need intelligence. Maybe you grew up in the woods, so it's a wisdom check. So if you think of other ways to tweak these rolls, let me know. And usually I will have you use your whatever stat best fits what you're talking about. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I'm just over here laughing because I'm like, oh, normally if we were doing that, I think I would suggest a Constitution athletics check for trying to sleep, but my strength is better at the moment.
Yeah, I didn't really know that strength would work, but I figured, well, out of everything here, I'll just do athletics. It was mostly just to see what you would roll anyway. I figured athletes, being in the military myself, I was never really a part of a sports team, but being in the military, we trained ourselves to where we could sleep anywhere. And I still don't have an issue sleeping typically. I can get in the vehicle, and if I know I'm going to be there for an hour, if I want to, I can sleep. And that's what we did a lot, because you never knew what was going on, when you would get to rest next. So my point is, athletes do that. So I figured, well, athletics would work. All right. Having said all that, Genesis, you wake up with your holy symbol in your mouth.
She unconsciously did it, sucking on her thumb or something.
Does it still taste like chicken, though?
It does, and it's very good. And it's not in a bad way at all.
I'll take her word for it.
Oh, she's not telling you guys about this.
I mean, we've seen you stick it in your mouth, so.
Okay, maybe it's a new, like, nervous tick or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But she, like, if she says that it tastes like chicken, she's, like, worried that you guys are gonna want to lick her holy symbol, and that's, like, does not sit right with her, so she's just not saying anything.
Yeah, you're not gonna explain why you're suddenly just sucking on your holy symbol.
Not doing it constantly, okay?
Nice.
You're currently doing.
Okay. You don't, like... I'm not gonna judge you if you drool in your sleep, like... She's not consciously doing it. I would like to headcanon that for as long as this tastes like chicken, which, going by the by the Wild Magic Surge table, will probably be permanent. But every time she wakes up, it's just in her mouth.
Okay.
Every time.
And
Pacifier.
so Honey Badger was when I was talking about using different skills to do different things. He says every barbarian has said, "I fought a mimic that was disguised as a chest once, so I want to intimidate that chest open." All right, so Krek, you're identifying the rod. Genesis, were you identifying the bow, or is it already identified?
So, did we get the effects of a long rest, or did we not get a good enough sleep?
There you go. Long rest has
Okay.
been given. I was going to wait until because you identify the item
Oh, sorry, I didn't.
well before the long rest is over. But yeah, you do. I won't make you guys wait anymore.
Were you
Genesis.
talking about the Iranius longbow? The one that I've been holding on to?
Yes.
Yeah, I identified that, like, when we caught
Okay.
them.
Did you want to remind everybody what it does in case anybody cares?
Hey, anybody, do you care?
Sure.
Okay.
Okay, it is a longbow, and I'm going to type it out so you can see what I mean when I say it. Iranius? I'm guessing. While attuned to this weapon, when you hit with this weapon, the target must succeed on a DC 14 Constitution saving throw or be poisoned. The poison lasts until it is removed by the Lesser Restoration spell or similar magic.
Wow.
So it does 1d8 piercing and 1d8 poison. Which is pretty nice. If only I knew how to use longbows.
Aren't you a full elf?
No, she's a half-elf.
Do you have martial weapons or only simple?
Sup, Barge?
Simple weapons, hand crossbows, long swords, rapiers, and short swords.
Okay. Thought Bard caught him. And or clerics. That's interesting.
I think it might be only
I can
depend on
check,
subclass.
but
I think it depends on subclass, actually.
Have it run.
that would make more sense.
Okay.
Actually, I think with that, Tusk would be the only one proficient in that, funnily enough.
There we go. Alright, so the rod has been identified if you want to look in the party sheet, correct?
Right.
Tell everybody what it is.
Oh. Oh. That's neat. That's probably why. Okay. It's called a rod of rulership.
Interesting.
This seems very strong.
I have a friend who gave his party members this item, and it ruined the campaign.
Insane, actually. If what I'm reading is right.
The rod can only be used once a day.
Yeah.
And it was already used, and it has been used today already.
Yeah, but it doesn't say there's a limit to the amount when used once. It just says obedience from each creature of your choice you can see within 120 feet. So with that one charge, it's basically anything within 120 feet of you.
As long as you can see it.
Yeah.
Correct.
Jeez.
That's why it's the rod of rulership and not the rod of persuasion.
Yeah. It is a rare
Any
item.
rod could be a rod of persuasion.
If you're strong enough.
So I just did that so that people in the chat could see. And like I said, it can also be used as an arcane focus for those of you who do not have one or who want one. And I would also say you can smack somebody with it.
Where did he get this again?
This was from the goblin sorcerer's bed area.
No, he had it.
He had it on him.
He was wielding it, yes.
Ah. Yes.
Oh, the one who had people jumping in front of all the attacks that hit him?
Yes.
Yeah.
Ah.
The bodyguards were doing their bodyguardness.
Yeah, but it says they wouldn't do anything against their nature, so apparently they would have done that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they would have died for their cause. He just changed what their cause was.
I mean, fellow goblins doesn't necessarily mean he's using other goblins. Could have just been the giants. Or maybe he was just messing with it. Guess we'll never know.
True. Because they're dead now.
Powerful item if anyone wants it. I guess Jen, if you don't want to hold on to the bow anymore, Tusk will hold on to it. It might actually be benefit to have something he can use at more longer range that isn't like a thrown item. But at the same time, you probably won't use it that often. It's more
He's
of a
eating arrows.
If he wants to use it, then he can. Jen's just kind of been holding on to it. I will also say that it is a very nice bow and could be sold for a good amount of money when we do get back to town. If we want to sell it.
True.
Says she.
So I thought you were saying something along the lines of, so Jen should have it. I am inclined to agree, because I think Jen is the least likely to abuse its abilities.
Oh, no. We were talking about the longbow.
Oh.
Yeah.
I know, but I was thinking about the rod of rulership. That thing makes me nervous.
Yeah, guys, Jen felt bad about using the collar of command on animals. She will not touch the rod of rulership. Like, she will touch it for long enough to sell it. Like,
I really don't think we should sell it.
Well, probably not, but like...
Yeah, let's not
It's not
sell
to
it.
use it, it's because other people would use it.
Yeah, I'm just imagining the whole, like, we get captured or something, and while we're unconscious, they come
Because it
across
says
with music.
creature, I think that includes it definitely might include people.
It definitely includes
that
people.
would include people. People are creatures too.
Yeah, this
Here.
thing is very dangerous.
Put it in a bag of holding. You won't be able to
And then
find it.
put that
Turn
bag
it
of holding
inside
in a
out.
bag of holding, so it
And
gets
then
No.
destroy the
jettisoned
world.
into the.
Yeah. Let's not do bag of holding and
It
bag of holding
doesn't
part.
destroy the world. It's only
just-
like 10
cre-
feet in with it or something.
All
Plates-
it does
yeah.
is transport so many square feet around it into the astral plane. Doesn't destroy anything.
I mean, the bags get destroyed. Technically, the bags get destroyed, and everything gets scattered to the, that's near it.
That reminds me of the.
That's almost like jettisoning your garbage into like space or something.
Yeah.
You could just do that.
It's
Sorry,
the
it's a little bit of a tangent, but I heard a story once where this party of barbarians, at the end of their campaign, was facing off with a kraken that they just couldn't kill. So one party member took 2 bags of holding. Basically, Suicide went up to it and put 1 bag of holding in the other, and just sent them both to the astral sea to, get it away. Actually, I think he jumped in its mouth and did it inside the creature to kind of like implode it.
That reminds me of a story that I read about a D&D campaign where at the end of every day, a magic user, can't remember what class, but would cast Fireball into their bag of holding to save it for later. And at the end of the campaign, just kind of on the BBHG, just kind of kamikazed, and
I don't think that's how that works, but okay.
No, it was more of a DM allowed it sort of thing of like, this will blow up in their face.
Alright, so the other issue is you need arrows.
That's true.
Now you know the actually I think they were all using, I think a couple of the goblins had arrows.
There was one that was shooting a bow.
Yeah, there was one that was shooting. If you really wanted to, we could figure out something with some crossbow bolts, but it will not work very well.
No, especially not with a longbow. Maybe a short bow. I might give it to you, but not with a longbow.
Well, so how about this? For now, let's do a trial run. If I actually end up using it, if provided I can actually get arrows, then maybe I keep it. If not, we'll just sell it.
Okay, do you want to grab that from the party sheet?
Who's taking the rod?
I think correct, because he's the one expressing most interest.
Hold on to it. I really don't plan on using it unless bad stuff happens, I guess.
Remember, it does require attunement if you ever want to use it. And I guess unless anyone's interested, Tusk will hold on to the pearls.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter who holds on to them, because we'll probably end up selling them.
We'll get there when we get there.
Alright, so the rest of your long rest goes by as you guys are talking and discussing different things, and how to use the rod, and why or why not you would want to sell it. The rest goes by uneventful. But it does take a little bit longer than normal. $10, $11, $20, $25. So it is 24. So it is about 1:30 in the morning. It's a little hard to tell exactly what time it is, but it took you a little bit longer than normal for your rest. because of the situation you're in.
Okay.
Control.
Tusk will, I guess, after once everyone's ready, kind of strap the bow to his back, along with a couple of other weapons he has there, and get ready to head out. I'm gonna get back to that large chamber. I'm gonna take a second and see if I can find some arrows off that one goblin.
So this
Yeah.
is not this place, while not perfect, does have foodstuffs and pots and pans, and it is a working kitchen. Like I said, it's not like it's run by goblins, and it's not restaurant ready, but it's sort of in between. You can clean up some of the dishes that are there, pots and pans, and may have a really good, solid meal if you want before you head out.
Well, that sounds nice.
If wants to try making something.
Yeah, we'll try to make a little something.
This is our beach episode of just a fun time messing around in the kitchen.
And throwing flour at each other.
So while everybody else decides what to make, Jen's over here just prestidigitation on all the dishes and stuff. Not that they're not clean, but she also doesn't trust them. So she trusts her own magic a little bit more.
Fair enough.
And she starts cleaning dishes, which is the same thing I do every time that I'm cooking with somebody else.
It's true.
I just keep the kitchen clean for you, even though I...
Yep, makes sense. Clean as you go. You're usually having to wait. There are usually moments, even if it's only a minute or two, while you're waiting for other stuff to happen. If you're cleaning, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, I never do it with myself. It's only when I'm cooking with somebody else, in that, like, I let them do the stuff while I just clean the pots for them so that they can just reuse them.
I honestly think that was only applicable when we made 13 pies. It was a lot of dishes.
No,
Ashley
every
makes
time...
really good pies, by the way.
I mean...
I think Tusk makes a nice midnight stew for everyone. The same
Do I
thing
want
as a
to know
dinner
what that
stew,
is?
but just at midnight.
Well, it's actually 1 a.m., so...
Well, it's actually 2 a.m. Thank you very much.
Oh, shit.
Well, now that you guys are done eating and are ready to head out, yes, it is 2 o'clock as you head out.
Guys, Jen's been carrying around spices too, so if they don't have all those secret herbs and spices, Jen has the blend.
That's right.
Right.
Just don't use it on your holy symbol fort, will ya?
It is already seasoned to perfection.
Could you like put your holy symbol in like a pot of boiling water, and then would the water taste like chicken, or?
That is a really good question to ask, and now I'm curious.
That is a good question to ask, but Jen would never think of it.
Well, you don't have to think about it now.
Okay, but like she like explicitly did not tell you guys that it tastes like chicken.
Wait, you can use prestidigitation to flavor stuff. I just remembered.
You can make
just
it taste
copy
like
the flavor
chicken anyway.
All right, so go ahead and try to stick together and let me know where you're headed.
Yep.
So it's
headed
now
back
been
the way we came. Just waiting for
quite a
everyone to catch
while.
up.
It's been almost 12 hours, so this room is starting to reek and smell. The lamp is out. Lights. And there was actually a torch behind, up on the dais where the guy was eating. That one is also out. Off.
We'll just make his way past and to the door and open it. And continues on.
Whoa, what just happened? Control Z.
Oh, I think we lost Mantha.
Oh no.
Mantha, can you hear us? Are you still with us?
I don't think she is. Oh, wait.
I mean,
I
she's
just
still
moved
on
her.
Discord, but get
Sometimes
out
it
of
takes some
here.
time to register that she's gone.
Well, I think in the meantime, going to just keep moseying along.
I'm back. My Wi-Fi sucked, and
She lives.
I don't know at what point I cut out though.
It wasn't that long.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I don't know what the last thing you heard that I said was.
I'm moving
You
her
weren't
to a
talking
room.
when
Yeah.
you left. We had just talked about your holy symbol, and that's the last thing you had talked about.
Yeah. We walked across the room and down through the hallway with stairs into another room with water.
Okay.
And here we are.
It's always weird because when my Wi-Fi cuts out, I hear Discord for like a solid minute after. Like I can hear everybody, but I can't say anything, so it's really weird.
All right, if you guys want refreshers on anywhere, let me know. There's the cave-in that you guys passed by, and there's the little. It's not hardly you would consider this even running water. It's enough to where it's covering the flagstones, but it's running through from the wall, different cracks in the walls and stuff under the door, and then it goes down into the ravine.
All right. In here, Tusk will take a second to go find that goblin sharpshooter or guy with the bow and see if he has any arrows I can salvage from him.
And I think Kithri is the one that looked up when it went to the west, didn't you? At one point.
Yeah.
Okay. So you know what's over there. All right. Let me double check. I know a lot of them had javelins.
Yeah, there was like a few guys with javelins, one with a bow, and then the sorcerer. I think I remember him having a hard time shooting me, despite having advantage while I was attacking the giant.
Javelins, scimitars. Yeah, so the sharpshooter was the only one who did. Go ahead and give me a percentile.
Alrighty.
He had 40.
Da-da.
That's 40 arrows originally. He used some. 32. All right, so 70% of what he had left. All right, so his arrows are very good quality, surprisingly good quality. But being a goblin shortbow, a lot of them, some of them just aren't long enough for your longbow. Your longbow is a good 6 feet tall, and as you draw it back and draw it to its full extent, it takes a good 4-foot arrow to shoot. So you're able to get from him
So you can only really like half draw your bow.
You have a dozen arrows that you can use.
Okay.
But you are able to use the quiver that he has, so just go ahead and pull from the items, pull a quiver and a dozen arrows. The comprehensive equipment manual, if you have it open. And it's not hard to find. You know where he was and stuff. Again, the torches are out in here, so it's all you guys are relying on your dark vision.
Before I,
And
or I guess after I cut out, I said that Jen was going to cast light on one of her necklaces, so that for once we would not rely on dark vision for funsies.
Right. Give me a moment. Go to my lights.
Yeah, Tusk will probably be a moment while he like plays with the arrows. So
Genesis.
he'll be right back.
Go to.
So do as you do.
Light. Go to add light.
I mean, if he really wants, there's some targets.
Somehow I think that's a bad idea.
Alrighty, so you guys have a couple sets of doors. As Tusk, you work your way back.
Mm-hmm. And we lost Samantha again. Oh, she's back. Oop, oop.
She lives.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
No, I cannot hear you.
I'll just leave then.
No, that.
I'm kidding.
All right. So if I remember correctly, the crevice kind of like the crack seems to continue underneath the door to the south a little bit, or is that wrong?
That is correct.
Well, get through checking if it's locked / trapped.
I kind of want to go through this middle door, south door first, if that's all right with you guys.
It's the door
One
that.
where everybody's standing in front of.
Yeah, I mean they're standing kind of just just outside the other door / kind of near this door. Haven't really moved.
We're loitering. Okay.
Yeah. Loiter's gonna loiter.
Excuse you, Kid 3 was looking at the door.
So you want to loiter?
Oof.
Mm-hmm.
That hurt.
Alright, it's a door.
Is it locked though?
It is unlocked.
It's a door.
It's a door.
You rolled it too. It's a door.
She shrugs and gestures to Tusk. Maybe we'll open it.
Okay.
She always leaves just, that little room for error. Let Tusk open the door.
Tusk tries to open the door.
She's like, if it is trapped, I'm not the one getting hit by it. While you guys are doing that, Jen kind of closes the doors behind us.
Only kinda though.
Only kinda. She doesn't barricade them or anything, but they're kinda closed.
How kind of you. Anyways,
Alright,
so is this like
me,
a okay.
drop this in there. So you see there's a collapse. It's unlike some cave-ins and things that you've seen, where like the one just to the west of you, it's almost immediate. This one is more gradual, and you can see for about as far as you can see, where there's still, you could climb on top of the mud and the rocks and stuff if you really wanted to climb up there and go before it stops and ends. Does that make sense? Am I
Yeah.
explaining it well?
No, that makes sense.
Yeah. You can also see the picture too. So
Yeah. As we kind of walk in here for the two hallways that I'm kind of seeing in the rubble area, does the rubble like how much space are still available for the hallway area? Like, is it still? Does it look like you could still kind of walk down them, or like you would have to crawl or something?
Catherine
Or do I
might
have to
be able
get closer
walk
to
down
tell?
them.
so this 9. Give me just a second here. Let me check something.
Okay.
And yoink. Okay. All right, I was just checking because that was not what I thought it was. Okay. All right. Good to go. So to answer your question, it's about 4 feet of room from from ceiling to mud and rocks. The mud is long since dried, but it looks like there was some sort of mudslide maybe that happened or something that brought this mud, rocks, and debris in here. Like I said, it looks to be about 4 feet high left where I presume you're talking about this lower hallway down here.
Yes, those hallways.
And just looks like there's might be some sort of statue or something down at the end.
End of the collapsed hallway or down this hallway I'm right next to?
The hallway you're right next to.
Okay. I think I see something down this way, guys. Might be a statue. Might be something like what we saw in the next room. And he'll step towards it. Waiting to see if anyone follows.
Well, don't die.
Not following, got it. Oh.
Oh. This is fun. That person looks dead.
Mm-hmm.
Sven does love his dead bees.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure his FBI agent is just kind of looking at his search history for images of dead bodies, like,
I mean, I think it's less concerning to be looking for images of dead bodies. That means he doesn't have any of his own.
I guess, but like, I'm not sure too many quote unquote normal people are very interested in dead bodies at all.
I mean, you never know.
I mean, plenty of doctors get to hang out with dead bodies.
Yes, and then you're looking for cadavers, not dead bodies.
Okay.
Yeah, it could be the same thing.
I mean, Samantha's than us.
All right. So continuing on, what would you like to do?
Continue to walk down the hallway.
Hold
Um,
on.
try to get a better look at this dead body and statue.
Yes, we're suddenly reminded that we're in initiative, apparently. Oh, never mind.
Oh. There's a dead body up here next to the statue. Jen, we might be needing you.
Is it fresh?
Well, let me tell you.
The statue is of a beautiful. It looks like it's gold, and it's a beautiful woman.
And Jen's kind of jostling past you guys so you can get closer to the body to check it out.
Okay. I guess as Jen gets closer, here I'll move back so she can move forward. Is the body fresh or not so fresh?
Well, I think the freshness you can kind of determine on your own.
Well, that's kind of why I was asking as you were walking
Give it a lick.
No. That's called cannibalism.
I think you would do that to a bone, not a flesh.
Well, yeah, you lick rocks to see if they're bones.
I mean, maybe one. Dang.
Jen, with her back turned to you guys, her holy symbols in her mouth to offset the smell of body.
I mean, you don't know. It could have been there for a couple of minutes. It wouldn't smell that bad.
Well,
so you guys know it's probably a month or two old.
So, not super fresh, but I should have said that in character voice, huh? As she's talking, the holy symbol is no longer in her mouth. Obviously. Well, it looks like it's been here a while. It looks like it's breaking down a bit, and it's settled in a way. It's not able to move, that sort of stuff. I'd say it's about a month old. Can't really give you anything more specific than that.
So, Jen, you notice there is a large pool of blood under it, and there is blood splatter on the southern wall.
Southern as in down?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. She is going to... Hey, Kithri, can you come check for a trap? It looks like it may have been hit by something. Could have been a weapon, of course, but could also have been something coming out of that wall right there.
I think while I let you guys investigate this,
Okay,
I will
I'm good.
back up out of the way.
I'm getting vibes.
Vibes.
That may be all of it.
So Tusk will like move to like the back to the beginning of the hallway to get out of the way of everyone else that's
Can
looking
I
into his stuff.
cast detect magic, please?
Who are you asking?
Kit
You?
3 is also looking
I
for
could-
traps.
It's your spells.
I get 10 minutes. It's a first level spell.
So you're just trying to cast the ritual detect magic? I don't think you're a ritual caster, right?
No, it
so you
lasts
said
for 10
it
minutes.
lasts for 10 minutes. Okay, gotcha.
Mhm.
All right, so go ahead and burn your spell slot.
Yep.
I think it's called using the spell slot, not burning it.
Older term.
You
Well, it's like burning it if it's wasted, right?
Well,
you do
No.
see, you do sense magic from it, and it would be
Magic from what?
probably the statue.
and I'm going to push you a roll.
Oh. Oh.
Can I get a roll too? So I can look for triumphs?
You do not see any traps besides the blood splatter on the south wall and the blood from him.
Yeah, I'll say there's
collected
illusion
underneath it.
magic on that statue.
There was what? Magic on the statue?
Illusion, so that might yeah.
Hey Sven, you didn't really mention it, but like, how's the smell?
It's a little
corpse.
musty, but not that bad. It's been a month, so it's not. There are not a lot of insects or vermin around, so it's just basically just slowly calcifying, and I honestly, from what I understand from my extensive watching of various CSI and NCIS, if left alone, the body itself doesn't get extremely nasty if it's left alone for 2 months. What makes it nasty is the vermin and predators and things, scavengers.
Yeah, it
But
sounds like this one's going to end up just mummifying, basically.
that's what I'm going to say happens. I don't know. I could be wrong, but that's what's happening.
Hmm.
All right, so what are you guys doing?
With the information that the statue has illusion magic on it or around it, or there is some form of illusion magic, can Kid 3 try to see through any sort of illusions or like, I don't know, look a little closer at some things? Maybe tap her foot a little to see if the vibrations are passing through things as you would expect them to.
There is definitely a statue there. So if it is an illusion, it's not of the statue itself.
Tusk just kind of yells from the end of the hallway. Try poking it.
Aw.
I think that's what the other guy did.
Throw a rock at it.
I mean, not the worst idea. Anybody have a rock? Can I pick up a rock and just kind of toss it at the statue?
There's only
got
like
mud.
a ton
Be
of
behind
rubble
you
in the
first.
hallway.
I could have figured as much. Neat.
All right, so there's been a lot of talk of different things you could do. What is, Kithri was looking at it, and Crack could cast a spell. What else is going on?
Well, get through. We'll move back because they're gonna be throwing rocks. She'll mention to Genesis and say, "It looks like the illusion magic is cast on the statue to make it look different."
Huh. I'm over here, like, trying to figure out, like, okay, why would you want to change what a statue looks like? Then again, maybe it's not a statue.
Oh, it's a statue.
Well, we're gonna stand here for 10 minutes talking about this unless Jen just picks up a rock and kind of tosses it at the statue.
Yeah, go for it. Tuss is the one who suggested it. You guys were the ones who were looking
What is
at
your
it.
She's
dex
out in the
mod?
hallway now.
Tusk hands her the rock.
Yeah.
Sorry, my stuff is still loading up. I think it's +2? That sounds right.
Yes, it's +2. Okay, and how far away are you throwing it from?
If I can't see the map at the moment, but if everybody backs up, she'll stand in that like corner to the left, and toss it from there. So I think that's 10
15
feet,
feet?
15 feet. One of those.
So
That'd be
Crack is
about
standing
15
in the
feet.
corner. You could stand in front of him where Kithri was and be 10 feet away. Or if you're standing where Crack is, it would be 15 feet away.
I need to move.
Yeah, Sorry, I had to set up my phone as a Wi-Fi hotspot, so things are loading in very slowly. So.
So do you want to be 10 or 15 feet away?
God, it's gonna be embarrassing when I miss, but we're gonna do the 15 feet.
Okay, and what size rock are you looking at? Talking pebble? You talking bowling ball?
I don't know, like a good,
Mold.
like, fist-sized rock. Like, something that, like, kind of fits in your hand nicely.
Tusk hands her something about the size of a baseball.
All right.
Hey, there we go.
The size of Tusk's fist or Genesis' fist?
Yes.
Yeah, she kind of chucks a rock the size of her head. I mean.
Not to go off on a tangent here, but Tusk's hands have got to be bigger than a baseball. I can hold a baseball almost completely.
Yeah, so
And he's
what
much
would be
larger
a
than I am.
yeah. What would be a baseball for
Anyway,
Tusk? So
maybe
probably
a
something she'd have to hold
softball
with two
size
hands.
would
Yeah,
be what
softball
Tusk
would
would
be
have. But
yeah.
anyway, moving on.
Yes, accuracy, the important details
Okay,
here.
so from 15 feet, you're able to at least hit the thing. So you throw it, tink, 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 tink. It falls to the floor. Are you on the table?
Yes. Things might load in slowly, but I
Okay,
am
give me
on.
a percentile.
You can do it. Go computer.
You probably wanted that in the tower,
All right,
but.
so tink, it hits the statue, bounces off, rolls on the floor.
If I got 100, it would have bounced off and hit me right back.
There's nothing unusual as far as you can tell.
Well, it's a statue, guys.
It's a golden statue of a beautiful woman.
It's not.
Wow.
Nope.
Well, anybody else have any ideas? We could just go up and look at it, but I am concerned about whatever hit that person so that there's blood on this wall on the right here. Normally, you'd have something, for blood spatters to be that way, you'd have something hitting her from the left. So,
Is there any blood near or on the statue?
No.
Okay.
turns out the statue is another automaton, kind of came out and whacked her.
Yeah,
Not
that's
impossible.
why I use detect magic. Although if it's an automaton, I don't think. Well, it might be.
I don't think it would be illusion magic, though. I think it would be something else, because we've come across them before. But I cannot remember which kinds of magic were on it.
Do any of you have a way of seeing through illusion or getting rid of it?
Well, I thought once you knew it was an illusion, it would kind of go away, or am I just
Not
misunderstanding?
all illusions are like that.
You notice. Actually, I'm sorry.
I-
Continue conversation. I'll type it.
Not all illusions are like that. I have dispel magic, but that's a it could be much more effectively used somewhere else. And I mean, it is a third level spell, so it's like
Fair enough. It's more of, I guess, do you think it's worth it, I guess? I don't know. I don't killed this person at the end of the hallway, and
well, it
oddly
could have
placed.
been somebody else that killed this person. Like, it could have been somebody else who killed him in this hallway and then left. I don't understand why there would be illusion magic on the statue. I guess it could be a stone statue and it looks like gold, but that's really all that's coming to mind unless they're trying to hide something.
I mean, it could be some sort of more evil statue. I mean, you said that the temple was to Asmodeus, and we're right next to that. Could have something to do with that. Maybe.
And while we're talking about this, Jen notices something and she moves closer to the body and she's looking at his hand.
His hand?
Dun dun dun.
His hand.
You can see it has some sort of geometric shape on it, carved into it, but that's really all you can tell from here.
She's gonna take the ring.
Okay, so as you step into the square to reach down and pull at his hand,
Make an acrobatic saving throw at disadvantage because you're distracted.
How did I turn my token sideways?
you hear a click, and here it is.
I thought she checked for traps.
He didn't have me roll.
See?
Yeah,
She checked from the square behind you, checking for traps. You are correct. She did. She's not seeing anything from where she was.
Also, it's not infallible. Like,
Yeah, but
she's very good at it, but
it.
that doesn't mean it's guaranteed,
It, however, did not roll very well, so the illusion shattered for a moment as you see a statue that looks almost identical to the statue that is in the ravine. A statue of Asmodeus holding a sickle, and as it swipes down, as you're bending over, it swipes over you with the sickle and then reverts back. It is some sort of mechanical device, like a clockwork type thing. And then as it rests into place again, you have time to notice that the sickle is covered in blood as the illusion then takes its place and the beautiful woman's there again. But you're able to get the ring.
Well,
Do you want to drag the body back, or are you going to stay there?
she was going, well, found out what it does. And I think she does drag the body back because like she kind of already activated the trap. And having the body not on the trap would make it easier to figure out other stuff like identification.
All right. Give me a percentile and
You want that in the chat or in the tower?
I'll just in the chat.
Nice.
Come on.
All right, so you
too.
are getting this odd feeling, and you say a quick prayer, and you do whatever you normally would do as a cleric. You realize this thing does not have a soul.
This.
It is a corpse, but something has removed its soul.
Oh,
Oh.
is that how he
I-
died?
I don't
Scythe
like
yoinked
it.
his soul?
Well, unless you want to get closer to the statue, maybe we shouldn't figure that one out. And is there, you said the ring had geometric shapes. Can she see any meaning from that? Or is it just pretty, basically?
So as you take it off, it's a slightly tarnished silver wedding ring with and it's inscribed inside says, with love, Retha, Retha.
Well, it might be a good idea to return this ring to the owner.
Oh, yeah.
Is this one of the people who went down to investigate?
The body's too old for that.
Not
Okay.
of the most recent group, or not of the group with Cromwell. They were Darrell and Meridara.
And I mean, this is D&D, so anything could happen. But if given all things are quote unquote normal, the body's too old.
There's that too. So Jen's gonna hang on to that ring and hopefully find this guy's spouse once we get out of here.
All right.
Tuss is going to, real quick, try and glance down these upper hallways. Looks like one end is collapsed and the other has a door at the end of it. So we have a way to keep going down this way if you guys are ready to move on.
So you are barely able to see the door. This goes up, and there's less than a foot in this square here.
You know what? Can I never use it, so like I don't feel too bad about wasting it for the week. But I think like
Okay.
Jen said that she didn't want to figure out what happened to this guy's soul, but I think she really does want to know, especially with the ring and stuff. But she can once a week she can do divination with her holy symbol. And if you guys are okay with taking just a little bit more time, she would like to pose that as a question to Sylvanas.
Yeah, sure. Looks like this. There's a door down this hallway, but it's mostly blocked by the mud. Probably try and clear it a little bit so you can, at least enough to get by while you're doing that. Maybe if I have anything in my bag to help me with that, as I check my backpack. But yeah, go ahead. I'll check my. Goes checking his bag. I do not have any pool or anything.
All right, so you ask a single question concerning a specific goal, event, or activity to occur within 7 days. Now, I'm not. This is not a wish spell, and even if it was, I'm not that type of guy. Is just to clarify, you're asking, trying to find out what happened to this guy's soul.
Oh, now that I'm thinking about it, like that would have happened in the past, huh? So like it probably wouldn't work.
I'm just trying to clarify exactly what you're asking. So if I don't give you information or don't give you information that you weren't looking for, so you're specifically trying to figure out what happened to this guy's soul.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So and do you have a way of denoting that this has been used?
No. If you want, I can put a little note at the top of the spell. I can edit that and just say what day it was used on.
Cool, that would work. And that way we know when it's used. I can also put it in the calendar. Either one, whatever works best for you. All right, so it says, I give you a truthful reply. All right, so give me just a second. Where's my Discord? My Discord disappeared. There it is.
It's hiding from you.
Yeah, I usually layer things. So like now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different windows on this one monitor.
Mm.
But I usually have it to where I can see at least a portion of those 7 windows, so I can just click it, pull it to the front. But I buried my Discord. Anyway, I'm gonna pull you to the side real quick. Confirm. That's weird. Just never asked me if I would verify that.
Wait. Okay. Say it again.
All right, so as you it takes one action. That's it. All right. So as you light your sensor and light your incense, and you breathe in the hallway shifts, and you see this man step past you. And again, you see the beautiful golden statue in front of you, and he's carefully walking, looking around, and then as soon as he steps and starts to reach toward it, it shifts again to this rust red statue of Asmodeus with his scythe. The scythe slices down and across, and as blood splatters on the wall, he opens his mouth to scream, and you see the sigh pull as this almost white ethereal matter is drawn up into the thigh, and his face gets gaunt, and the skin parches a little bit, and he collapses as he was when you saw him. And as the statue returned back to the way it was, and you see the blood starts flowing onto the floor.
Well, that's unsettling.
All right, so you have finished your prayer. Kithri's the only one around still. Everybody else has left you. As you shake your head a little bit, look around, and blink, and you see the body's right next to you.
And I think, yeah, she murmurs a prayer over the body because, I don't know, like, just, she figured that was what happened, but, like, knowing it is a little unsettling. So she says a prayer over the body, even though she knows that, like, good things did not happen to him. She's very glad that, or, wait, Kithri is still with her?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So she, I guess when she, like, I think when she does the divination, she kind of, like, goes into, like, a daze or something. And so she just kind of comes out and realizes that, like, she's crying just a little bit. Well, really glad I didn't get hit by that. When he got hit by the sai, it yanked his soul out.
Mm.
And she's talking to you, but she's staring at the body. And after a moment, she murmurs a prayer. And then Stan, there's nothing more we can do for him other than finding who might want this ring. And she kind of turns to go.
So, Sven, while they were doing that, you said that the square that you've highlighted, there's only like a foot, maybe, between the mud or dried mud and rubble.
Correct.
And okay, kind of poking at it and messing with it. Is it like something that we could, over time, kind of try to make a little bit more room so where we could maybe crawl past it?
What are you using? What tools do you have?
I have a javelin. I have um I have a javelin that is probably the out of everything I have, but I have smith's tools, but I don't think that would actually like help at all. And everything else is a weapon that's even more impractical in this case, at least in my opinion.
I mean, if you think about it, bronze tiles, you can just kind of like scoop stuff up with it. It's got the surface area.
Oh, but it's made out of bronze.
It's enchanted.
It's a magical weapon. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I don't know. I was thinking like I could use the javelin to kind of like stab into like the rubble and kind of
Like loosen it up.
loosen it up, and then I don't know, maybe clear some stuff with my hands. I wasn't looking at my stuff. I'm realizing I don't actually have a lot or really much for situations like this, unfortunately. So,
All right. Does anybody else have any kind of spells or tools?
a shovel.
Pick.
Got mage hand.
Anyone have a shovel?
Why would I have a shovel?
Kithri has an invisible mage hand.
My sword is called the ice pick.
I have a staff that can make bird noises.
That's right.
So I'll take that as a no.
I have a hammer.
Okay.
I can give you some nice
I have a
background music.
crowbar.
So this happened quite a while ago, and it would take you some time. You think you might be able to do it, but it would definitely take you a long time to dig by hand through this.
Okay. I could use plant growth and use that to break it up, but that still doesn't move it.
I think we should come back to this. It'll take time, no matter, well, probably a long time with what we have at our disposal. And there is more that we could look into first. And then maybe if we are still feeling up to it by the time we get back around here, we can spend the time to dig that out. Because I don't mind spending the time. It's more of there are other areas we could look into first.
Wait, so it's like floor to ceiling, right?
There's like maybe a foot from like the ceiling to where the mud is in the area he's highlighted in the tunnel, which I actually don't know if you'd see from where you're at.
Well,
Oh wait, there's party vision. Never mind.
I can send Piper over to look on the other side.
Jim Piper, open the door on the other side.
Big Piper.
Well, probably not, but
like more of a trying to figure out how we can get to the door over there to open it.
Depends what the door's made of.
Looking from here, what does the door look to be made of, Sven? Is it just a wooden door?
Wood.
Nope.
Yeah. Where's my Discord again? Yeah. Can you guys not hear me?
No, we
I
can't.
We can hear you
Yeah,
now.
we can hear you now. I think you cut out for a second.
Okay.
Or
Yes, it's made of wood.
Okay, it
We
cut
did not
out
hear
right
that
when you
last
said
word.
It's
you said
made
it's
of.
made of, and then you cut out.
it was wood.
Wood. It is made
Yeah.
of wood.
Okay.
Dead trees.
Yes.
Say it.
Unalive trees. Undead, but unalive.
You know, with all like the zombie magic and stuff, how come there isn't stuff about zombie plants?
I mean,
Blights.
There are.
they probably are.
I haven't
There actually
seen
it.
is.
The corpse flower or whatever.
Or the plant itself is the zombie, not like the thing that makes the zombies.
Blights. Or kind of like that.
And most people believe it depends on how your game system runs undead. If it's just an animation, if it's just like an animate a corpse, then yes, you can have plants be animated. But most people believe that undead are actually trapped souls. So therefore, plants don't have souls, so they can't be undead. That's why a lot of people don't have undead animals either.
Huh. Fair enough.
Okay. So, why don't we do this? I have Piper up, like on top, so that I can look through his eyes, and I use Mage Hand to open the door.
Huh.
Looks.
I mean, I was just over here looking through my spells, and I'm like, wait a second.
Again, there's a lot of talk. What are we actually doing?
Unless somebody stops her, Jen's going to have Piper move like up to the top of the pile so that she can see exactly, so she can look through his eyes and see exactly what she's doing. And she's gonna use Mage Hand to open the door. Unless somebody stops her.
No, go ahead. Perfect. That's actually a really good plan.
So she's looking through his eyes to see what's going on.
You could even send him into whatever's beyond too, in case he can't get a good look.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so for the record, just so that the rules lawyers out there don't have hissy fits, you can look through his eyes. He moves up to the door, listens at the doorway and stuff. You don't hear anything. He's walking through some water again, and it's muddy where the water meets the rubble. It's very muddy, and so he pads up to the door, listens, doesn't hear anything. You then, standing where you are, stop looking through his eyes, cast your mage hand, and open the door. You can cast spells through him as long as they're touch spells, yes. But mage hand is not a touch spell, so you can't cast a spell looking through his eyes. So just to clarify for everybody, calm down. She did it the right way. And here, open the door.
Nice.
Wow.
And inside you see a room.
Crazy. Looking through Piper's eyes again. She's gonna have him pad into the room and see what there is to see.
So there you go, chat. You can see what she saw. It's a large room with a section of torn up floors and barrels, water running through the room. What they don't know is that this
and she is
secret door.
going to communicate that with the rest of the party. It's a large room. The floor looks like it's torn up a bit. There's barrels. It looks like there's more water, like there was from the other hallway back there. That's pretty much it.
All right, so sounds like there's not much of import.
Are there any other doors in
So
that
wrong.
room, Sven?
This is very important.
Cannot look through Piper's eyes on the table, so I'm asking you. And Jen disappears from where she was.
Oh no.
No, I'm kidding.
I know.
We just did that so I can see. Well, they're unless we really, really, really wanted to search those barrels, we might have more luck moving on and coming back if you really want to see what's in there.
That's should be all right. Doesn't sound from your description like there's much of import, and now we actually know what's in there.
Yay!
So yeah,
We are going
that's
to
actually
spend
was a
hours
smart
digging.
use of. Yep, that was a smart use of your familiar.
Other than the fact that Jen barely uses it. It's fine, he's company.
He has value. Finally.
He has value all the time. He's my friend.
Yeah, I know.
And she calls him back over to settle back on her shoulder.
All right, I guess it's time to go check that other door in the altar area, and we'll start heading back down this hallway. Oop, beep.
All right. Sorry, piecing things together. There was water in that other hallway back there, right? I didn't.
Yeah.
You all looked at the end of that hallway there, but I didn't.
No,
So
only Guthrie did.
I think Tusk took a glance at it as well, but just to follow Kithri. I remember it was just a dead end.
And Kithri tried to find something in the dead end, but she couldn't, and she was very frustrated because it felt like a perfect place to put something.
well, if there's water in both of the places, the spacing is right. They could meet up.
Guthrie, you want to go double check that area? Maybe you missed something. Not saying that you would have, but could have.
It's not impossible for me to miss things.
I wasn't going to be the one to say that, but...
What the hell? That was suddenly an English accent that she's never had before.
It is actually past 10 now.
So I'm not going to say anything. Alright, so I was waiting.
I don't know how
to
my
see
internet didn't cut out yet.
How well you guys would
magic
progress. So to push things along for the moment.
Mhm.
What had happened was you searched here, where the water was coming out of, for a secret door. And correct, you did not find anything. If you search
Mhm.
down here, you find the secret door.
Oh.
Oh.
Just looking at the wrong place.
Okay, it
that
will
is
be
where
more
we'll leave it.
specific in the future. I'm just sorry.
Sven's like, yeah, you guys you
I
didn't.
remember because you specifically said, "This water coming out. This does not look right. There's a perfect place for a secret door where this water is." So I'm looking
Yep.
because I was waiting to give it to you, and then you like specifically said the water. Anyway, so yes, it's there.
That's funny.
I even tried to throw a hint later on when you guys walked by. I was like, "Do you guys remember what's down here? Do you remember what's down there?"
Y'all, Sven
Weird.
literally messaged me saying, ask Kithri what she saw at the end of the hallway with the water.
This weird 5-foot thing.
I
just
didn't think it was weird. For some reason, I just thought she rolled low and just missed some secret entrance because it's like that.
Well, I also missed finding a trap because I wasn't standing on it, I guess.
You had
So,
to
to be
be more
fair,
specific where you're looking.
there wasn't what triggers the statue is proximity to the statue. You just had to get close enough to the statue. So from
I
10
thought
feet
it was like
away,
a pressure plate or
there's
something.
no pressure plate, there's no
Oh.
wires, there's nothing.
Mm,
So you would not have been able to see it from back there. That's
Okay.
why.
That
interesting.
makes sense. I heard, like, you said that there was, like, a click or something. I'm like, pressure plate? You think Kithri would not notice?
No, I meant it was a clicking of a clockwork thing going and moving. So yes, I try not to be a dick, but there are certain things.
If we say in specific that we are looking at something, then he's not going to give us things that we aren't looking at.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Fair.
Anyway, so but I do try to give you guys information like the whole soul thing and stuff like that because it's just interesting storyline and stuff.
Yeah.
It's cool. It made Jen cry, so.
I mean, it's definitely a trap that fits for somebody that's right next to a temple to Asmodeus, the god in charge of the 9 hells. Or as tough like to say, the place.
Trickery.
Yeah.
So
God.
True.
Somebody don't let me forget that Jen wants to write a trap on the ground in front of the thing so that nobody else gets their soul stolen.
Oh boy.
and so I know that there is a lot of lore out there regarding Asmodeus, and plus the whole new. I think I don't remember him being a vital part of the newest D&D thing with the 9 hells. It's Descent into the Abyss, I think it's called. But just ignore all that, the specific stuff. In this particular campaign, in this particular setting, he is the evil god of trickery and knowledge. And so these other things aren't relative to what did this campaign.
Okay, sounds good.
I honestly don't know enough about him to know how much fits into this particular aspect. I'll also
Honestly,
tell
all
you,
I really know is
it's
that
not a
he's
huge
like
part at this point, at least not yet. It's not a huge
Yeah,
factor into this whole story. So,
fair enough.
just saying.
Yeah, no. All I really know about him is that he's like the god who's technically in charge of the 9 hells, but other than that, I don't really know much about him. But no, sounds cool.
All right, well, thank you guys for playing with me.
Thanks for DMing. You're so cool.
Thanks for being patient with us doing almost nothing.
Oh, not at all. The whole point is to have fun, and I thought I don't. There's a fine line. I don't want us to keep pushing you guys, and I don't want to lead you by the nose and tell you this is what you should do next. This is what you should do. And you guys do a really good job of maintaining focus. And I've seen and I've even been a part of sometimes with the discussions will go 15 minutes on something that has nothing to do with what's going on. So you guys do a good job of that. So even when you do talk and quote unquote waste time, it's usually in character. It's usually about stuff that's going on in the story. So
Yeah.
that's fine by me. I don't mind that at all. All right, I'm gonna sign off. So everybody say good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Don't forget to like,
Bye.
subscribe, all that happy stuff. Email this to
Yeah.
Grandma. And
Mhm.
thanks again for the biddies from Drake, for people using up the Svenzone particles tonight, and for watching. And whatever else you do, enjoy the rest of your day.
Good night.
Bye.